Hey, home Grand Prix. Can we get a bit of luck, maybe? A few points? But it's going to be tough. But anyway, welcome back to F1 2016 career mode, guys. Looking forward to this one a lot. Obviously, my home Grand Prix. Hopefully, big expectations. Should be battling for points. Hopefully, probably not. Let's be honest. You need two things around this track. You need straight line speed and a good car. You know, a car with good high, you know, in the high downforce areas. And let's be honest, the Renault is neither of those. So we've got a terrible engine. Whoa, Vettel, get out of the way. We've got a terrible engine, and our downforce package isn't particularly good. We are upgrading. We're slowly upgrading, but in qualifying as well, you just know that my qualifying is not good enough, and I don't know how to overcome it. The AI just seem to be, you know, I seem to basically be the same pace in the qualifying as I'm in the race. Whilst the AI are like ultra quick in qualifying, like you should be, and in the race obviously they slow down a little bit. So I don't know where I can get those extra sort of half a second really. I don't really understand where I can do it, but it is where it is. And through the Magnus and Beckett's complex, I can sort of feel that we're on a tough lap here. We're not exactly going to be gaining too much time, but you can see in the top right, we're massively up on our delta because our first lap time was terrible. But this lap has a potential to not have us in last place, which would be a nice little goal for me today, to not start in last place for my home Grand Prix. So round the last couple of corners here, can we make up a little bit more ground to not make us start the last row of the grid through that corner there? Nice hop over the curb. Overall, that looked like a pretty smooth lap to me, but let's be honest, I know when the time flashes up at the end, it's going to be rubbish. So across the line, I think that's 22nd place. Yes, it is. That is gutting. I mean, honestly, I don't think I could have driven much better around the lap. I know, obviously, you can drive much better around the lap, but personally, I don't think I could have done much better. Oh, my teammate Magnussen, again, is just massively outperforming me. Ever since I was given the first driver role at the team, I've been doing absolutely terribly. But it's only a 30-lap Grand Prix, so let's try and mix up the strategy a little bit here. Let's pit on lap number 6 to go over to the medium compound tyres. We're going for a normal strategy this time, and let's see how it all works out. So we look to the lights here in Silverstone for the next Grand Prix of the season. The lights are out and away we go. I think that's a pretty decent start there. Already jumped a couple of cars. We always get decent starts, I suppose. Maybe they should make the manual starts a bit harder. Anyway, down into turn 1, we're already right up behind our teammate Magnussen, and Button is spinning, and we've actually gained a load of positions, but illegal overtakes obviously through overtaking through a yellow flag zone. So we're back behind Magnussen now. In general, that was a pretty decent start. Right up behind Magnussen, looking through here in this sort of the new arena section of the track. Hopefully we can get a good enough run out of this corner to maybe challenge Magnussen down the back straight here, but I find the loss of traction just out of corners. I seem to end up spinning or sliding too much out of certain corners, which is a bit annoying. On the brakes, can we get Magnussen? No, we're not quite close enough, but we're really close here. Can we go around the outside, take the different line through here, a wider line, then maybe cut back in? But the Renault just doesn't have the downforce. I can't put the power down, so unfortunately I can't even overtake my teammate Magnussen, who's in exactly the same car. So down to the old turn 1 here. We love this corner. Even in a Renault, it's still quite a lot of fun. So through there, nicely done. Keeping up with the AI. That's exactly what I need to do. If I can just stick behind the AI, maybe I can get to lap number 3. No, I couldn't. I couldn't get to lap number 3, close enough to get the DRS, but the yellow flag is out here, guys. What's happening in front here? The yellow flag, the drama. I think there's drama. Let's see, there's a Williams going in the middle across the track. There's a Williams going in the middle of the track, swerving into the pit lane. I think Daniel Kvyat was involved in that incident as well. So that has put us up into 15th position here as we cross the line, going on to lap number 4. And as we go towards the end of lap number 4, we're coming into the pit lane here. We decided to pit a little bit early here. I probably should have waited another lap, to be fair. I did put the strategy, I think, wasn't it, to pit lap number 6. So maybe that's a little bit silly to come so early into the pit lane here, but maybe I thought this was the best strategy at the time. So coming into the pits, putting on the medium compound tyres, and slightly held in the pit lane there for the Manor, was that, to go through. Anyway, so we're going to come out, maybe, I think we're going to come out in 17th position here. Bottas is the car in front. Okay, that's a decent first sort of section of the race here. We're on to lap number 5 now, and we're into 17th place. That's alright. The pace isn't quite there, but if we can put the strategy together, that's a big part of obviously getting a good race result. So there we go. Rich fuel mixture now. Let's really start pushing. Try and move on here. Move up the order a little bit as everyone else comes into the pit lane over the next couple of laps. Hopefully we can filter out, you know, a little bit higher up the grid. Didn't we? I think we got to 15th place, didn't we? I think there's got somebody in the pit lane here. It's Marcus Ericsson. We're going to go past him up into 16th place here, but looks like we possibly have lost a position here in the pit stops because we've come out in 16th, and I swear, I could be wrong, but I swear we were in 15th before the whole pit stop fiasco started. So Overall, I'd say that's a decent start, a decent first few laps. We're halfway through the race pretty much now, but we're going to start struggling here because these medium compound tyres are not to my liking. And towards the end of lap number 6, you can see we're coming under a lot of pressure. Esteban Gutierrez in his Haas with the DRS wide open, looking to the outside. He can't quite get the overtake done here, but lots of pressure on here. You can see I'm sliding wide, and there we go. Gutierrez and his Haas just goes right around the outside here, but it's side-by-side stuff in the last couple of corners. He left the gap and we went back into 16th place here. So even though the pace isn't here, we're going to be battling with the AI as best as we can here to try and get as best result as possible. Across the line, going to give it sideways once again. The AI are right up behind me. This time it's Jenson Button, who's also in his home Grand Prix obviously, but he's having a terrible one as well. But Rio Haryanto just coming out of the pit lane in front. He's probably the car that's just jumped us in the pits here. He was probably behind us when the whole pit stop sort of season started. But look, he's just come out ahead, which is a little bit annoying. And we're not even going to get the DRS, which is kind of gutting. So on to the end of lap number 7 here, you can see Button with the DRS wide open. Is he going to look to the inside? He's looking to the inside. I think he doesn't get the move done. Very interesting. But on the exit of the corner, he's got so much more grip through the corner. That McLaren car is actually developing into a very good car. Looking at the research of development, which we will at the end of the video, it's actually turning into a really decent car, that McLaren. So it's surprising it hasn't been up there challenging for points more often. You can see we've absolutely lost Button. I just can't get to grips with this car now. I'm going to go 3 wide, are we? There's 3 proximity arrows, but 3 wide into the corner. Are we going to go? We're going to just about manage to get back through somehow, but there's 3-4 cars right up behind us here. It's really tough here. The pressure's on. We've only got a few laps to go. Can we hold them off? Let's keep our fingers crossed that we can do so, but it's going to be very, very tough because, let's be honest, the pace isn't here today, but we're trying our best. We're trying our best to make sure we get a good video for you guys in the best position possible. So let's skip ahead to lap number 11, guys, and we've actually managed to sort of maintain our position, which is very surprising. But now Daniel Kvyat's up behind us. He's having a really good season in the game. He's had a lot of top 10 finishes and quite a few actually near the top 5 as well, including that podium in his home Grand Prix in Russia, if I remember correctly. But anyway, we've got a couple of laps to go now. We've got 2 laps to go in this race. Can we maintain this position? It's going to be tough. You can see a mega gap to Haryanto in front, and we're just really struggling on these medium compound tyres. It's very tough. We have 1 good race, then 1 bad race, one good, basically going 1 good race, 1 bad race, then it's obviously a little bit tough to keep the momentum going when it's like that. So through the hairpin, and well, Kvyat goes through, and Gutierrez very nearly goes through. Gutierrez, though, I think the next lap actually managing to go quite a lot closer here. So Gutierrez looking to the outside. Is he going to make the same move stick? He hasn't made it stick there, but it looks like out the corner as we run slightly wide here. The tyre life is absolutely gone. We definitely should have waited a couple of extra laps to come to the pits, but at the time we didn't realise the medium tyres were going to be so bad at the end of this race, obviously. So I'm surprising so far in this career. I don't think have we used the hard compound tyres. I think maybe there was 1 Grand Prix we did, but anyway, across the line in 19th position here. It's definitely been an up and down season, guys. Some really good performances in there, mixed in with some pretty bad ones, and I'm not going to lie, that was definitely one of the bad ones. So Ferrari happy with the result once again. They're going to be surely battling for the championship towards the end of the season. This time it's a victory for Sebastian Vettel. I can't remember the last time, actually. It probably was only a couple of races ago, but I can't remember the last time a Mercedes won. It probably was Lewis Hamilton, I think 3 or 4 races back. But good performances to see that the Ferrari team are doing well. You can see Raikkonen, maybe not too great in 6th place, but overall the Ferrari team doing well. Another victory for him. It was Red Bull last time out. I can't remember who it was before that, but it's just overall been a pretty decent season for the front of the field. Hamilton's on the podium, so is Verstappen. A nice mixed up podium there with 3 different teams represented on the podium. Once again, it's just nice to see, to be honest, that the Ferrari is winning some races, even though in real life you'd say it's definitely not, in contention for race victories. It's nice to see them up there to sort of mix up the championship in the game. Vettel just absolutely sprays Hamilton there. Look at Verstappen in the background, absolutely delighted with that podium, even though he's probably used to winning races in this career mode. So there we go for the Grand Prix of Great Britain. That was a pretty decent result for those guys at the front there. Rosberg slipped down to 5th place there as well. He gained positions to 5th place on the grid. That's surprising. Who else got memorable points? Carlos Sainz in the points. That's probably quite good for him. Grosjean for the Haas team in 10th place as well. Alonso just missing out on points, so that's gutting for him. In general, not that different though to what we'd normally see in the top 10. For us though, we're very gutted to not have been a bit closer. You can see Magnussen there finishing 14th, we finished in 19th. The best lap wasn't too bad, it's just in general we just weren't fast enough lap by lap. So we're still 11th place in the standings here. Magnussen still way down there in 18th in the standings. So overall we're doing pretty decent, and Rosberg still leads the championship, so that's interesting. But overall we're still doing right in the sort of constructors and also in the driver standings. But just unfortunately we can't keep the consistency going. The result in Austria was, I thought, very good, but then we get to the next race and then it's very bad. So nonetheless, guys, we'll try our best to keep us going, and hopefully we'll pick up the performances soon. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's been AlexZAfRo here. Goodbye. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like on the video. It's always appreciated. It helps me out grow the channel, which is always awesome. And if you are new to the channel and indeed like the content, please hit the subscribe button. It really does show that you're liking the content I'm putting out. Of course, any feedback, any ideas, leave them in the comment section down below. If you're new, remember to go and follow me on Twitter as well. Loads of new stuff going up on there as well, including possible new video ideas and stuff you want to get involved in, maybe open lobbies. Leave it all there over on Twitter. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been AlexZAfRo here. Goodbye.